This is of Jon Stewart when he came on your Crossfire show on CNN. I'm going to show he's here giving you a dressing down, but that was back when you were in the employ of the problem rather than the solution. And Jon Stewart was, as of yet, relatively uncorrupted by the gaping maw that eats every other political voice in the network structure and shits out a yes man on the other end. So let's watch this real briefly.
You have a responsibility to the public discourse. And you fail miserably.
I think.
You need to go to one. The thing that I want to say is, when you have people on for just knee-jerk, reactionary talk.
Wait, I thought you were going to be funny. Come on, be funny.
No, I'm not going to be your monkey. Go ahead. I watch your show every day, and it kills me.
I can tell you love it.
It's so painful to watch. Because we need what you do. This is such a great opportunity you have here to actually get politicians off of their marketing and strategy. Yeah, it's someone who watches your show and cannot take it anymore. I just can't.
What's it like to have dinner with you? It must be excruciating. Do you like lecture people like this? And you come over to their house and sit and lecture them and, they're not doing the right thing, that they're missing their opportunities, evading their responsibilities?
If I think they are.
Look, I wouldn't want to eat with you, man. That's horrible.
I know, and you won't. But the thing I want to get to...
We did promise naked pictures of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, we did. No. Let's get to those.
Why can't we just talk? Please, I beg of you guys.
I think you watch too much Crossfire. We're going to take a quick break.
No.
Look, hold on. We've got commercials.
Please.
Next.
Please stop.
In the rapid fire.
Please
Hopefully he'll be here. We hope.
So now, that was... Go ahead, Kurt.
Do you know what I realized what John was arguing against? Because I remember when that came out. What he's arguing against is like, no, it's not productive because you guys aren't like, you shouldn't be arguing at all. We should all just be united saying the handed propaganda without even the illusion of an argument.
That's right. So what happened to you? You went from there, you made atonement for the Iraq war, and then they took your advertisers away and you started to tell the truth about everything. The Syrian war, Ukraine war, COVID, vaccines, everything. You started to be the only person in news to tell the truth about the biggest stories of our time. And Jon Stewart went on to hang a medal on a Nazi at Disney World in service of the war machine. And he'll never apologize for it. And he'll never even acknowledge that he did it. Just go, hey, I got tricked. Or something. So he won't even say that because he won't tell people the truth about the Ukraine war, because for a second he told the people the truth about where the COVID virus came from, which was a lab in Wuhan. He told the truth on Stephen Colbert's show, and then he was ostracized from polite society for over a year, and it damaged him. It damaged him so much that he was willing to hang a medal on a Nazi at Disney World.
The guy covered it up though. He didn't know till after.
There it is.
See, he put a red thing on it.
And then he had to go give a tongue bath to two of the most bloodthirsty warmongers in the history of our country, Hillary Clinton and Condi Rice. And then when he did cover COVID and the vaccine, he didn't bring on Dr. Robert Malone or McCullough or Pierre Corey or anybody who had a counter narrative to the establishment lies. He brought on three liars for the establishment and pretended like he was so he did propaganda for big pharma and the establishment, not only for wars, he's doing it currently, and he's not only put for vaccines but for COVID, for everything. And meanwhile, there you are going to visit Julian Assange at Belmarsh, and here you are bringing on RFK Jr. to tell the truth about big pharma. So what a complete different arc between Jon Stewart and you. He became a yes man to the establishment who's lying to his lying to his audience and afraid to tell the truth. He'll never tell his audience the truth about Ukraine. He'll never tell his audience the truth about COVID or lockdowns he'll never do that. And he'll never tell where's he on the front lines trying to get Julian Assange out of prison? I don't know. Is he? I don't think so. So I just want to get your reaction to that kind of crazy arc that Jon Stewart had this pompous moral high ground when he came on CNN, and now he's turned into the piece of shit that I make fun of and debunk on a daily basis.
He should wear a bow tie.
So I always thought, well, let me just say it's interesting. I hadn't seen that clip, well, since it happened, because I never watched clips of myself. So it's been almost 20 years. I should say when that aired, I'd already come out and atoned for supporting the Iraq war. And he had a different view. He's always been a neocon, like always. He's never changed. He's been consistent on that, I will say. But he looks a little less appealing than I thought. I mean, he was a preachy little phony, really, from the very beginning. He has talent. I always thought he was pretty funny, actually. He's pretty, I mean, I'm sure you guys know him well.
He got a lot of talent.
He's fast. So there's that. Yeah, he does. He has talent, for sure. But he was always hollow inside, didn't really believe anything. His beliefs actually just amounted to self-hatred and guilt. That's not a belief system. Those aren't principles. Those are impulses. And so I'm not really surprised that he has become, you know, another Praetorian Guard for the establishment, because that's kind of what he's always been in a way. Like he would do the sort of normal shit they do, like, you know, they love the race stuff. You're a racist. So-and-so's a race. Everything's about race. It's just not that interesting a topic. In my opinion, I've never been very interested in race. It doesn't go anywhere, but he's obsessed with that topic. And in some ways, in retrospect, that's the easiest topic. Everyone's like, oh, it's the hardest topic. No, it's the easiest topic. Because you don't have a conversation. It's just posturing. Nothing ever changes. No one's life is improved. No one actually gets better. No one's improved at all. But the person doing the hectoring gets to feel superior. And that's kind of been his bread and butter for the 25 years. I knew him when he came on. I mean, I'd known him for a while. So for the 25 years I've known him, that's been the sum total of his moral universe. Like, you're a racist, I'm not. And so it's really not surprising that he's wound up sucking up to Condi Rice or, you know, Hillary Clinton or some other totally indefensible warmonger creep. I'm not surprised at all.
You don't think it's useful for him to ask the former first lady such hard-hitting questions like, what's it like to be a powerful woman? You don't think that's very, you don't think that's...
But again, that's, so we're getting back to the race and gender thing. And like, race and gender are real, and there are differences between the races and the genders or whatever, but they're not actually that, it's not that, first of all, it's not that interesting. It's not the most important thing. And it doesn't go anywhere. But that's always where they go. All of these people. They did it with me for years. Once they couldn't cancel my show by pulling the advertising, then I became a white supremacist and a Nazi and a racist. And at some point, I remember thinking to myself in the shower, I don't know, am I a racist? Like, no, I'm not actually. And then I just kind of didn't care after that. But they didn't stop, because that's sort of all they had. They didn't want to like actually debate whether the Syrian gas attacks came from Assad or whether they even existed. They did not want to have that conversation. They didn't want to talk about anything of substance at all. They just wanted to dismiss you as crazy or a bigot. And that's the world that Stewart has lived in for the decades I've known him, I will say.
I think his next big move has got to be that he actually becomes a powerful woman. There just aren't any more chess moves left on the board. Am I right?
I'll honor it.
That's so good.